Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti binti Muhammad FIRDAUS, and today I want to talk about the current issue of deviant teaching and the distortion of Aqidah. We refer to the spread of misleading religious idea among Muslims where certain individual or group falsely claim revelation or spiritual authority, misuse Islam terms and symbol to appear legitimate, reject or obligations such as prayer, and use social media as the main platform to influence and mislead Muslim with religious knowledge. Therefore, let us take a deeper look into this issue.
My name is NATASYA. I will present about relevant to Sharia law and Islamic theology. The issue of heretical teaching in Islam refer to belief or practices that deviate from the true teaching of the Quran and Sunnah by Prophet Nabi Muhammad SAW. Such teaching often involve element of bid'ah, kufur or false claim that can damage the faith of Muslims. Therefore, Islam emphasizes the obligation to adhere to the authentic sources of revelation and reject any form of religious distortion. From a Sharia perspective, heretical teaching are associated with offset such as Rida and Heresy because they threaten the main objective of the Maqasid Sharia, especially the preservation of religion. If is this teaching are allowed to continue, they can threaten the unity of the Ummah and cause confusion among the Muslim community. The Sharia approach in dealing with this issue is balanced, namely through education, da'wah and counseling and opportunity for repentance for affected individuals. However, against those who are stubborn and continue to spread heretical teaching, legal action can be taken by religious authority to protect the interests of religion and society.
My name is ARISYA binti RODZI. For this slide, I will explain why this issue is significant in the context of Islamic teaching and community life. This issue is important because it affects both individual faith and the safety of society. Firstly, this issue poses a serious threat to Aqidah, which is the foundation of Muslim life. Deviant teaching can distort core Islamic belief and make false claim of prophethood or divine authority, and eventually lead followers to disbelief. Secondly, this issue also threatens security. Some deviant teaching can lead to extremism and blind obedience to misguided leaders. As a result, public safety and national security are at risk, and in extreme case, and it has led to many murder cases. Therefore, parents, educators, scholars, and the community have an important responsibility. They have responsibility to advise. They should strengthen Islamic education and awareness, organize educational programs for students, verify religious teaching with qualified scholars, and promote critical thinking and authentic knowledge.
MURALI, I'll be presenting about discuss the relevant Sharia principle or rulings that address this issue. Firstly, Hafiz al-Din aims to preserve the purity of Islamic faith. Secondly, Islam protects the correct Aqidah from deviation and innovation. Third, teaching contradicting Tawheed or the Quran and Sunnah are deviant. Then, protecting faith is a collective duty led by scholars and authorities. Finally, justice and cautions are required. Hasty tafsir for forbidden.
My name is NURUL binti MANSOR. Today, I want to explain about how can Muslim apply this ruling in today's modern context while maintaining Islamic value. Firstly, how can Muslim apply this ruling in today's modern context while maintaining Islamic value is by filtering social media content. Teenagers can use the internet for dakwah purpose to make them watch any movie, video or content that they want to see at home. Today, many digital technology and social media have a primary platform for people, especially teenagers, that can make teenagers to share their content on social media. Social media also become one of the best platforms of influential tools in shaping the mind and attitude of society. Social media also become one channel through which deviant teaching, liberal ideologies and distorted interpretation of Islamic are spread. Social media also show or share about education, movie to teach teenagers and teaches about heresy and deviation of faith. In social media, filtering content on social media is crucial, especially for teenagers and children with whom it easily affect when they watch about some video about heresy and deviation of faith. Social media can approach that help prevent the spread of ideologies that contradict the principle of Tawheed. Parents need to play a role in monitoring their children using social media application, especially for children who are still in school. Secondly, Muslims are exposed to many new ideologies and options that may appear and lead to misleading Muslims. Without proper religious guidance, individuals may easily fall into confusion and accept theories that contradict Islamic Aqidah. It is crucial for Muslims to always return to the Quran and Sunnah as their primary source of reference. The Quran provides clear guidelines and principles to make believers or pupil understanding, while the Sunnah offer practical example demonstrated by Prophet Muhammad SAW. Seeking advice from certified and knowledgeable scholar to ensure that any religious issue is handled with accuracy and wisdom. Qualified scholar training in Islamic jurisprudence and theology, allowing them to distinguish between authentic teaching and fabricated claim. For example, some self-fulfillment ustad on platform like TikTok or Instagram may speak personal interpretation without strong evidence. In some cases, groups have also merged, claiming their leaders receive special revelation or that prayer obligations are not longer required, which clearly contradict Islamic teaching. Muslims can protect themselves from deviant interpretation, prevent misunderstanding from spreading in the community, fake news to relate in heresy and division of Akidah.
My name is AMNA SOFEA RODZI. So, modern fashion trends are rapidly growing due to the strong influence of social media, advertising, and Western culture that constantly shapes how young people dress today. Although these trends are often promoted as a symbol of confidence and self-expression, some of them clearly conflict with Islamic teaching that emphasize modesty and proper behavior. Certain deviant groups take advantage of these trends by normalizing clothing styles that expose the outward and reduce the boundaries that should exist between genders. Tight activewear, crop tops, and body-hugging jeans have become popular among young adults, even though these outfits reveal body shape and go against Islamic modesty guidelines. Some fashion styles also encourage the use of transparent clothing or excessive accessories, leading people to follow the trend without considering religious limits. When these trends become widespread, they slowly weaken the community's moral sensitivity and make immodest dressing appear more acceptable over time. Therefore, Muslims are encouraged to choose clothing that is loose, non-transparent, and respectful of Islamic values, so they can still enjoy modern fashion without compromising their religious identity.
My name is AZWARINA binti ADULLAH. Applying Sharia to address deviant teachings and distortions, Islamic of creed Akidah in multicultural society presents several challenges. First, there is ambiguity defining deviance. From an Islamic theological perspective, deviation is identified when beliefs contradict foundational doctrines such as Tawheed and prophethood. However, legitimate differences of interpretation ikhtilaf among scholars can blur the boundaries between heresy and acceptable diversity. Second, methodological disputes in fiqh al-aqaliyat complicates application, particularly for Muslim minorities. Scholars differ on how to uphold doctrinal integrity while accommodating social coexistence with non-Islamic legal frameworks. Third, practical enforcement challenges arise due to overlapping religion and civil jurisdiction. In many contexts, Sharia lacks formal legal authority, limiting the implementations of ruling to creed. Fourth, the politicization of fatwas and religious authority can distort theological judgments, leading to misuse of accusations of deviance for non-religious purposes.
My name is SYAZNI binti FAIZAN. Today I will explain the concept of deviant teachings in Islam based on several Islamic scholars. First, according to Sulaiman bin Ibrahim in 2002, deviant teachings are defined as al-ta'adim al-dallah, which refers to teachings that divide from the true foundations of Islam. This division can occur in several aspects, including belief or akidah, rituals or ibadah, and morality or akhlaq. Such divisions may be practical involving actions or intellectual involving ideas and interpretations. Next, Al-Shahrastani classified divine ideologies using the term Ahlul al-Ahwa wa al-Nihal. This term refers to groups that are driven by personal desires and non-Islamic ideologies. One example is Al-Dahliyah, a group that believes the universe exists without a creator. This belief denies the existence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and clearly contradicts the principle of Tawheed, which is the oneness of God. Moving on, the concept of Dalal or deviation, Engku Ahmad Zaki in 2007 explained that even a small deviation is still considered a deviation from Islam. Minor errors, if ignored, can eventually lead to greater misguidance. Similarly, Sheikh Ahmad stated that Dalal include both intentional and unintentional deviation. Any belief or action that strays from Allah's guidance threatens the purity of Islamic faith. In addition, Al-Hamshari and his colleagues in 1997 defined Dalal as deviating from the straight path set by Allah. They emphasize that Islam is the religion of truth for all mankind and that devotion mainly concerns faith, not only religious practice.
My name is NURFAKHIRAH. Today I will present the differing scholarly opinions on this matter. Third, Engku Ahmad Zaki. Definition: teachings claiming to be Islamic but contradict Quran, Sunnah, and Aqidah. Opposite As-Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Assessment must be based on primary Islamic source and scholarly processes, not on claims or appearance. Role of Aqidah. Core of faith, deviation is serious misguidance affecting individuals and society. Significance: helps distinguish raw teachings from innovation, provide systematic, objective guidance, protects faith and societal understanding. Fourth, Haji Muhammad Amin Sayyid. Definition: teachings claimed as Islamic but contradict Quran, Hadith, Ijma or Qiyas. Propagation can be spread secretly or openly. Assessment must refer to primary source of Islamic law to discuss
Unique from distort teachings. Role of scholars and community: protect belief, prevent misguidance, ensure Islamic practice remain authentic.
My name is ANNISA binti Muhammad ZURAILI. I would like to present about the purpose a practical solution or approach to resolving issue based on Islamic principle. To address deviant teachings and the distortion of Islamic belief, Muslims need an approach that is firm yet caring and wise. Protecting Akidah is essential in Islam, but it should focus on educating, guiding and healing rather than punishment alone. For the first point is strengthening Islamic knowledge. The most effective solution is strengthening Islamic understanding, especially Akidah. Many people are misleading due to weak religious knowledge. Learning Islamic through school, mosque and authentic sources such as Al-Quran, Sunnah and trusted scholars help Muslims distinguish truth from falsehood. For the second point is role of religious authorities. Religious authorities must act responsibly by investigating deviant teaching fairly and handling them according to Sharia and national law. This is to protect the Muslim community from confusion while ensuring justice and proper scholarly judgment. Next point is da'wah with wisdom and compassion. Islam encourages da'wah through wisdom and compassion. Many followers of deviant teachings are confused or emotionally vulnerable. Through counseling, dialogue and rehabilitation, they can be guided back to the true teaching of Islam. In conclusion, resolving deviant teachings require knowledge, passion and cooperation. By applying Syariah wisely, offering compassionate guidance and strengthening community support, Muslims can protect their Akidah while maintaining unity and harmony.